Welcome to the Truther Report, where if we see something, we say something. I'm your host, David Chase Taylor, and I'm reporting live from Zurich, Switzerland, where I've applied for asylum since the release of my book, The Nuclear Bible. You can go to nuclearbible.com today and download that book for free. As you know, this is a weekly show dedicated to stopping false flag terrorism. Every week we provide a report going over the background, the dates, the drills, the war games, the exercises, the news and information, all related to high-profile targets that may be targeted with a terror attack. Basically, all you need to know false flag info here every week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Last week we covered the BCS championship game in New Orleans, and thankfully nothing happened, but there was a snafu with the seating arrangement. High-profile seats, about $300 worth, were basically evacuated, and there was media press tables way up in the rafters. So this is the same thing that happened to Super Bowl 45 in Dallas, Texas. That's what the whole Nuclear Bible is about. You can check that out. But basically, there's a possibility that there was a chance that the game was going to be attacked and there was going to be terrorists in the stadium, as with the Super Bowl. But thankfully, nothing happened. Okay, so all this information that I'm talking to you about today is going to be live at truther.org. This week we are focusing on the National Football League, the NFL's divisional playoff games. We have a game in San Francisco, Green Bay, Boston, and Baltimore. As we covered last week, the NFL has signed a partnership with the Department of Homeland Security, and the NFL is exempt from terrorism lawsuits. So we can expect something to happen at an NFL game, whether it be this year, next year, or whatever. They have war game this scenario out. Okay, so let's just start in with San Francisco. So in December, we have basically, this game is, let's just jump back. This game is January 14th, Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Candlestick Park. So in December of 2011, we basically had this power outage. The power went out twice. There was an explosion at a transformer. We don't know if this is a sign of things to come. But in August of 2011, at the preseason game in San Francisco, 2 men were shot in shooting in the parking lot. And in November of 2011, the FBI basically enlisted the public's help to find a domestic terrorist that is wanted in 2 bombings in San Francisco. Okay, so Bay Area terror drills. There was a massive terror drill in San Francisco called Operation Urban Shield. And this was in October, and this is basically preparing for Mumbai-style terror attacks. As you'll see, Boston also had Urban Shield. Okay, Massachusetts, the game is between the Denver Broncos, Tim Tebow. We have a tab on truther.org, Tim Tebow terror. You can check out how this guy's been set up as a Christian superhero and maybe attacked. We don't know. So there's a game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium. And let's see, we've had a number of incidents happen in the last year, basically implying that something may happen in Boston. In May of 2011, we had a mid-air terror scare on an inbound flight from London to Boston. Somebody said there was a bomb on the flight. Also the same month, there was a radiation scare in a federal building that created an evacuation. In September of 2011, DHS came out with a warning for New York and Washington, D.C. regarding dirty bombs, and the mayor of Boston said that the city is prepared for a terror attack. In November of 2011, this domestic terrorist is wanted, and he's basically hiding in Massachusetts. And also in November of 2011, a cargo truck with radiation, with hazardous waste, created a shutdown in a major market there. So we have kind of maybe some foreshadowing going on. Massachusetts terror drills. There's so many terror drills, but we're just focusing on ones that happened in 2011 and 2012. In May of 2011, Operation Urban Shield was conducted in Boston. Then in August of 2011, U.S. Special Operations Command had commandos coming in helicopters on top of a school at night and scared the shit out of the people there. It was unannounced. And then in September of 2011, local police had a major terror drill at a mall involving hostages, the terrorists taking hostages in a mall. And then in October of 2011, the NNSA, the National Security Administration, and the FBI completed a tabletop exercise in Boston at a children's hospital for a dirty bomb. So we have some major drills going on there. Let's take a look at Baltimore. This is a game between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens to be played at M&T Bank Stadium. So in January of 2012, a Maryland man who is basically recently converted to Islam was arrested, and he is being charged with attempt to join a foreign terror organization, Al-Shabaab. So this may be another scapegoat, Al-Shabaab. And then in December of 2010, you have a 21-year-old Baltimore construction worker. Basically, he said that he wanted to blow up U.S. recruitment centers, and he was on jihad, and he was going to do this with a car bomb. Then in October 2011, you have a high school student from Maryland that basically helped Jihad Jane, and in a plot to allegedly kill a Swedish artist. So you have a lot of suspects coming out of Maryland that are involved in alleged terrorism. Then let's look at the Maryland terror drill. So in August of 2011, you have the New York's National Guard 24th Civil Support Unit basically participating in a weapons of mass destruction drill involving a dirty bomb. Then in October of 2011, we have a full-scale terror drill called Capitol Shield, involving basically District of Columbia, Virginia, and Maryland. And this is regarding a series of explosions across these three areas. Also in October of 2011, we have a major terror drill in Montgomery County, Maryland, and this is drilling for basically a massive terror attack with a large number of victims. And lastly, but not least, Maryland terror propaganda. We have a piece from September of 2011 basically stating that Maryland, Baltimore is ripe for a terror attack, and that Baltimore remains a tantalizing target for anyone seeking for a convenient alternative to New York or the nation's capital. So that's quite interesting. Okay, last but not least, we have the game in Green Bay between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers to be held at Lambeau Field on January 15th, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So a couple weird things. We don't know if this has any tie-in with if something's going to happen or not, but we just saw a red flag on this, so we reported on it. But basically, the son of an assistant coach of the Green Bay Packers has ended up dead, and the Green Bay Packers vice president has resigned, all within this last week. So we don't know if that has anything to do with it, but we're just reporting it anyway. Okay, so in August of 2011, there was this guy, he was a Wisconsin grocery store clerk guy, and he was arrested for allegedly threatening to bomb 7 NFL stadiums with dirty bombs. Then in November of 2011, a Wisconsin researcher was basically fined by the government $40,000 for doing unauthorized bioterror research. Let's look at the Wisconsin terror drills. In September of 2011, this Army National Guard unit based in Madison participated in an operation called Operation Baywatch, and basically insinuating that there's going to be attacks on Green Bay from the river there, or from the Bay Area there. And they performed an exercise at Lambeau Field on opening day. So we have San Francisco has an incident on opening day. We have Green Bay has an incident on opening day, and then there's been some basically the same article that was published for Baltimore by Fox News was also published for Wisconsin, and it's basically stating that that Wisconsin is not prepared for a terror attack and a terrorist may attack. So I thought that was interesting. And then we have this Wisconsin governor. This is very interesting. February of 2011, the governor of Wisconsin admits in a phone conversation that he thought about launching a false flag terror attack on his own people in Wisconsin. So that's rather shocking. Of course, that didn't make the mainstream news. But anyway, and then just to wrap it up, a couple incidents that happened this week that may play into if an attack happens. Like I always say, we're just reporting the facts. We don't know if anything's going to happen. Plans are always subject to change, but we're just reporting it. In January of 2011, just last week, more than 100 soldiers were on lockdown after sensitive military equipment was stolen from Fort Lewis in Washington. And also this week in Nassau County, 38 people were treated for illness that allegedly came from carbon monoxide leak. We may find out at a later date that this was like some sort of poisoning or some sort of attack. But basically, we have 4 games going on. Like I said, all this information is at truther.org, and you can take a look at it, and you know, just take a look at it, and if you feel the need, you know, forward it around to family, friends, whatever. Post it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, if you dig. And just really quickly, we are getting majorly censored by YouTube and Google. We have videos that are getting a lot of views, but they're only registering a few. So like our videos and repost them if you like, and make sure the information gets out there. And lastly but not least, this is the only show in the world that's like this, and so together we can make a difference. We're doing all the research on our end, and if you can just you know, forward it, we'd greatly appreciate it. And just remember, Obama needs a false flag to stay in office. Between now and November 6, 2012, we believe that there will be a major false flag terror attack. And this will probably enable Obama to declare martial law, suspend the Constitution, and Ron Paul will never have a chance to go up against Obama. And as I mentioned earlier, I have applied for asylum here in Switzerland since the release of my book, The Nuclear Bible. And if you want to go to davidchasetaylor.com, you can check it out there, and check out all the history that led up to it, and what's going on now, and in my current fight for that. And lastly, don't forget our websites, truther.org, nuclearbible.com, and obamacsi.com, which is exposing the future assassination of Barack Obama. All right, see you next week for the Truth Report on David Chase Taylor. Peace.